Good morning. So while I was working the other day, there was a family that came in, and it was a mom and her two boys, and she ordered them off the menu. Both of them had 2 meals each, and when they were done with their meal, they said, "Oh, we're full," but she still got them dessert. So they got fried ice cream, and so they ate the fried ice cream. And one might argue that, sure, they're growing boys, why not? But yeah, they might be growing, but which way? So child obesity in America is a growing issue that many people are not aware of, and we need to change that. My family members and many loved ones, and I'm sure everyone here has someone they know that has become overweight or obese, and that can lead to serious consequences. So what is the problem? The problem is obesity has reached unprecedented proportions among young children and adolescents, and the government must act quickly and aggressively to improve the health of the nation's youth. According to an estimate by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, more than a third of children in the U.S. from ages 2 to 19 are overweight or obese. And they say that children and their grandchildren are on track to live shorter lives than their parents. We have changed from eating as a necessity to eating as a hobby. This can lead to serious life-threatening diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease, and even live shorter lives, causing death. So here's a video from the documentary Fed Up. Okay.
We have really good data, and it says a calorie is not a calorie. Why is a calorie not a calorie? All right, let's give you an example. Let's take an easy one. Let's take almonds. If you consume 160 calories in almonds, because of the fiber in the almonds, the food is not going to get absorbed immediately. So your blood sugar rise is going to be a lot lower. It's going to be for longer. So what's the opposite of the almond? Well, the opposite of the almond would be a soft drink. Because there's no fiber, they get absorbed straight through the portal system to the liver. The liver gets this big sugar rush. When your liver gets that onslaught, it has no choice but to turn it into fat immediately. So 160 calories in almonds or 160 calories in soda? You tell me which is better.
For over 125 years, we've been bringing people together.
And yet, we are continually being sold a message contrary to the science.
On something that concerns all of us, obesity.
Our weight, we're told, comes down to calories in and calories out.
Simple, common sense fact. All calories count, no matter where they come from, including Coca-Cola and everything else with calories. And if you eat and drink more calories than you burn off, you'll gain weight.
Well, one thing we need to understand that the food industry is really at the heart of this problem. We're handing industry a big gift in that they get to confuse the issue by talking about exercise. It's all about the spin, right? So the food industry is good at kind of taking half-truths and then stretching them.
Food companies are interested in selling more food. That's their job as a corporation. And one way to do that is to co-opt potential critics. Soft drink companies fund research in universities. They donate to professional societies. And in fact, I just saw a new major analysis that says that soft drinks have nothing to do with obesity. And the study was sponsored in part by Coca-Cola.
We haven't heard this kind of association before. It's the American Academy of Family Physicians. They have partnered up with Coca-Cola, which,
definitely a head scratcher.
yeah.
Immediately after Coke's announcement, a group of 20 doctors who help make up the American Academy of Family Physicians publicly resigned.
How can any organization that claims to promote public health join forces with a company that promotes products that put our children at risk?
But not all doctors see it the same way, particularly those whose research.
So if you want to see more of that, that is on the documentary Fed Up, which talks about sugar and why people are becoming so obese. So in that documentary, it talks about how when you eat almonds, they have fiber in them. When you drink a soda, it doesn't have any. And a lot of problems with food today is they have little fiber or little nutritional value, and a lot of people are eating a lot more and not getting any nutritional value or not burning it off. So less nutrition, less exercise equals obesity. So the government is also getting involved because they're seeing that this is such a problem. And First Lady Michelle Obama has doubled the effort and created ads encouraging people to eat fruits, veggies, and a program that's called Let's Move, which teaches kids about nutrition and gets them to go exercise. So to determine if a child is obese, they measure the BMI, or the body mass index, and a children's weight differs from an adult's BMI because it measures their weight, height, age, and gender. Children with a BMI at or above the 85th percentile of the children of the same age and gender are considered overweight, and those of the 95th percentile are considered obese. The prevalence of obesity among children has almost tripled since 1980, and the CDC reports a large majority of obese children are from low-income households, and that's because a lot of them can't get fruits and veggies as cheap as you could say get soda or candy or Chips Ahoy or some kind of really cheap cereal. So portion sizes at restaurants are a huge problem. They're slowly becoming larger and larger for even kids' meals. According to a study by IWG, cookies and cakes, pizza, soda, energy, sports drinks are the top sources of calories in diets of children 2 through 18. And chips and French fries are actually considered vegetables that kids eat. And the USDA considers the potato to be a vegetable, even if it's deep fried. So that's one of the big problems. Also, an increase in sugar and carbohydrates, which eventually turn into sugar, also is a factor. So like when you eat cereal in the morning, it will eventually, if you don't burn it off correctly, it will just turn into sugars. Then saturated and unsaturated fats, the difference between those are saturated, they're red meats and butters and all of that stuff that's really unhealthy for you that your body has a very hard time breaking down. And then unsaturated fats are oils and other things that are really easy for your body to break down and actually help break down some of those saturated fats. And a lot of people don't consume enough of those. Physical activity among children has decreased in many neighborhoods and sidewalks and parks because they're considered not safe for children. Popularity of video games, technology are also some of the factors to why people are becoming obese because they just sit inside all day and play. The solution. Create awareness because when you make known that there is a problem, most people will try to fix it, especially if it has to do with children. Creating awareness can help parents and children know how to prevent and change the obesity rates. And awareness can get schools to change their vending machines and lunch programs and create outdoor programs so that they can get kids up and moving. According to Plants and Society, by the 5th edition, the food pyramid is the staple for all nutrition, and there is a staple difference between saturated and unsaturated fats, and we need to follow that. So the food pyramid actually is changing over time, and they've completely taken out the sugars section because they realize that carbohydrates will eventually turn into sugars, and that's how you can get a lot of your fats and oils. And vast awareness can create healthier choices by parents as well, by letting them get involved in sports, taking them to play outside, and not allowing them to use as much technology. Such changes can impact a child's life immensely. So, in conclusion, obesity in America is growing due to unhealthy diet, less veggies and exercise, and lack of knowledge of nutrition. And this can change by creating awareness in the child. Awareness can give a child hope, so you can help a child you know and fight against the child obesity trend.